This week, the Supreme Court granted a major victory to college athletes. The court ruled the NCAA can no longer prevent schools from offering Division I basketball and football players additional benefits like paid internships or free graduate school. Here at home, BYU Athletics reacted on Twitter saying they support their student athletes, quote, making as much money as they can in this new landscape. They also mentioned their new program, Built for Life, which helps BYU athletes benefit from their name, likeness, and image and develop their career after their time here at BYU. So joining us with more on this historic ruling and the Built for Life program is Gary Verone, BYU's Associate Athletic Director of the Student Athlete Experience. Gary, thanks for being with us here today.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
I bet you were watching this ruling with much anticipation.
I was, and I think we all were, across the college landscape. So it was quite a surprise when it was 9-0. My guess was probably 6-3 or 7-2 in favor of the Alston side, but 9-0 was a surprise for everybody.
Is the feeling that this will open the door for even more changes for student athletes to benefit from their name and likeness?
It is. So the Alston ruling was actually an antitrust case that allowed for basketball and football players to be able to expand the pool of education-related expenses and expenses that we can provide as institutions to them, like you mentioned, graduate school opportunities, things like that, different benefits. But the name, image, and likeness stuff is coming out next week. So several states have passed laws across the country that go into effect July 1 that essentially say, hey, there are no limitations for our student athletes here. They can brand themselves, market themselves, endorse products, etc. The NCAA in response said, hey, in order for us to create an equitable treatment across the association, we're going to pass a set of interim policies and regulations to allow all student athletes to also use their NIL moving forward.
So as this is changing, as we see things moving here, is at BYU the idea behind this new program, it feels like you're staying ahead of this trend?
We certainly are. So this has been in the works for a couple of years, actually, and with the backdrop of NIL changes, and we knew that the Alston case was likely to come out on against the NCAA in favor of student athletes. So we've been building this program in anticipation for all of this, but also wanting to incorporate our head coach's Kalani Sitake's vision and his philosophy of love and learning and built, not born. So we developed the Built for Life program based on 4 main pillars of learn, brand, work, and love. And we believe all 4 of these areas help our athletes to be able to maximize their individual potential and eventually use their NIL once the rules change and benefit them in the coming weeks.
So essentially it's kind of setting them up for those changes you see coming down the line.
Exactly. And it's more than that. We wanted to build a program and create something that would enhance the student athlete experience by developing tomorrow's leaders, government officials, better fathers, wives, mothers, etc. And so we're incorporating all of these different pillars, but giving it an individual focus per individual student athlete. So every student athlete is going to get an individual experience plan where when they come in, we want to get to know who they are, their background, their future endeavors, their passions, their strengths, etc., and build and maximize their potential based on who they are as a person, as a unique individual with a unique background.
Reaction so far?
It's been very positive. We've had great feedback from the student athletes, from the coaches. Upper campus has been wonderful. Community leaders have been great. We actually signed MOUs with Salt Lake Chamber, the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce, and Silicon Slopes last Thursday. We had Governor Herbert there, signed on behalf of the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce. So it's been tremendous, and it's such a blessing to be part of this program.
Well, it sounds like you're on the cusp right there. If people want to find out more information, how they connect with BYU's Built for Life?
Yeah, it's BYU Built for Life with #4.org. Again, that's BYU builtforlife.org.
And of course, we'll have a link to that on our website, abc4.com/GMU. Talking this morning with Gary Verone, the Associate Athletic Director of BYU's Student Athlete Experience. Gary, great to talk to you this morning.
Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate it.